disaster. Now we move on to our next news. The United Nations has warned that Israel's military campaign in the West Bank has triggered the largest Palestinian displacement since the Six-Day War in 1967. UNRWA spokesperson Juliet Touma said the ongoing Operation Iron Wall in northern West Bank has forced around 30,000 Palestinians from their homes this year alone. The UN Human Rights Office confirmed the figures, calling the scale of displacement unprecedented in recent history. The operation has drawn international concern as entire communities are being uprooted amid heavy military action. The UN is now calling for urgent humanitarian access and a halt to forced displacements. Let's listen in to the statements made at the United Nations.
The impact of the ongoing military operations by Israeli forces and the violence by Israeli settlers, they're forcing more people to be displaced. According to our UNRWA colleagues, this ongoing operation has been the longest since the 2000s during the Second Intifada. This is mainly in the northern West Bank. It is impacting several refugee camps in the area, and it is causing the largest population displacement of the Palestinians in the West Bank since 1967.
Permanently displacing the civilian population within occupied territory amounts to unlawful transfer, a grave breach of the Fourth Geneva Convention, and depending on the circumstances, may also amount to a crime against humanity.
Now we move on to our next news. A Brazilian prosecutor has urged the country's Supreme Court to convict former President Jair Bolsonaro of plotting a coup. The closing arguments come after a high-profile trial which even saw former U.S. President Donald Trump try to intervene on Bolsonaro's behalf. The far-right leader is accused of attempting to overturn the 2022 election results, which saw left-wing rival Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva return to power. Prosecutors argue Bolsonaro used his position to spread false claims of fraud and seek military backing to invalidate the vote. The trial has deepened political divisions in Brazil and could bar Bolsonaro from seeking office again. Now we move on to our next news. Gunman has killed 27 people in north-central Nigeria's Plateau State in the latest bout of violence in the Restive region. According to reports, the attack took place in the settlement of Jebu Rahos, located in the Riom local government area. As per reports, residents said that the attackers, armed with guns and machetes, launched the assault while people were asleep. While some residents blamed the attack on herdsmen, others pointed fingers at criminal gangs known as bandits. Plateau State, like other parts of Nigeria's Middle Belt region, has long suffered deadly farmer-herder clashes over land and natural resources, as well as violence meted out by gangs of armed criminals known as bandits. Reports state that local government council chairman Sati Bature Shuva confirmed the attack but did not provide any official death toll. Some residents reported that an unknown number of people were injured